Barakatah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Barakatah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Tawada Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Bahashem Rakah Kodash. This is the Apostle Rakah back again. Look at that. And the time exactly here in Texas is 4:14. Barakatah Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. I'm looking at the time on my phone. 4:14. 1:44 exactly right now in Texas time. Wow, that's the spirit. Right as I started the video, it was 1:44, 4:14. Right as I started the video. See, so that's spiritual, man. This is gonna be a quick video, man. It's a little quick one, and the title of this video is "Hold Tight, Bros." It's on. Okay, and I'm just gonna read one. This is gonna be a quick one, like I said, because Apostle Tahar did a video a couple of days ago, dealing with he said, for all you niggas that fell out the truth. Yeah, I'm trying to help you, man. Just leave America, because if you stay here, you ain't gonna make it. You ain't getting beamed up in those ships. I don't care if you was in the truth for 20 years, but then you fell out. Yahweh Shai ain't gonna look at. The scriptures tell you about that. If the righteous leave off from doing righteousness, all his righteousness shall be forgotten. So we had guys, some of these guys were our elders, men that were our elders, men who were in the top seats back in One West, certain men, right, that we admired, that we looked up to, man, that we venerated, man, right? And they was in the truth by the time we came in, or by the time, I'll speak for myself, by the time myself, or I'll say even Apostle Gabar came in, Apostle Ron Lab came in, even, Apostle Tahar himself, by the time, when Apostle Tahar came in the truth, right, and Apostle Tahar came in the truth, I know it was in the mid-'80s, somewhere around there, mid to late 80s, I say mid-'80s, I believe. These men had already probably been in the truth 15 years by the time Apostle Tahar came along. These guys, some of these men had been in the truth since the 70s, the early 70s, when I was born, you know, maybe before I was born, you know, late 60s, early 70s, right? So by the 80s, these men have probably been around 15, maybe some of them 20 years, right? And you have some of these guys that were in there 2 decades already by the time my ass came along. But they fell off. They stopped doing the work. One guy said, look, man, I'm just chilling. I'm just laying low. I ain't doing that no more. And this is one of the top high priests that I looked up to, man. Right? So you see what I'm saying? And not just them, certain other guys, other top men that were top officers back, like I said, when I first came in. These guys were already top officers and generals and top men. They already had their own camps and blase, whoop-de-whoop, right? And all this other type of stuff. But guess they fell off. Some of them, they fell off back then, some of them. Back in the 90s, they fell off. When the year 2000 came, that was the big exodus out the truth. Guys just left. Because Ariyah told us the year 2000, so that means he's a false prophet. That means this ain't the truth. When the Bible tells you, right, well, I'm going to read one scripture, man. One little quick precept, and then I'm going to shut the video down. See, but the scriptures told you, right? There shall come a time when they shall desire to see the day of the Lord, and they shall not. So it was all in the prophecies. If you were spiritual, you would have got it. Yeah, man, it was upsetting. Hey, brother, it was upsetting for us. Because that's what High Priest Ariyah told. We learned that, and we really believed. We had faith. And in the Bible, the scriptures also said, hasten into the day. So there was nothing wrong with that. Look, man, around 2000, it got to be that time. So that was all fulfilling prophecy, man. It was all about fulfilling the prophecies. We wanted to see the day come, but it didn't come. But we had to move on. Look at all the fruit that came after 2000. So if the Lord had came back then, a lot of you brothers that came in after 2000, where would y'all be, right? Y'all would have been destroyed or whatever. So the Lord knew what he was doing. See? The scriptures tell you that. The Lord said, my thoughts are not your thoughts, and my ways are higher than your ways. Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So the Lord do things on this earth for certain reasons, man. See what I mean? So a lot of guys fell off in the year 2000. A lot of the old One West crew, not all of them, but a lot of them guys, the old One West crew fell off, went back in the world. Certain guys hung around and still doing videos. Some of the brothers are still around. Hey, like I said, I'm cool with them brothers. Like I told you, brothers, you know, the one camp that I'll speak for myself, but I'm pretty sure Apostle Tahar Gabal concur. HODC, House of David brothers, the Elder Barak, Elder Benjamin, the Elder Ash. You know, amen. You know, we kind of had words with them brothers back in the days, but hey, man, I forgot all about that. I forgive them brothers. If I said anything wrong, if they said anything about me, I forgive them. If I said any harsh words against them, then I pray they forgive me. You know, I still look at them brothers as brothers, because last year I ran into the Elder Ash on the Amtrak. We rode the Amtrak together from New York to Chicago. And according to what we see, those brothers are pretty much teaching the doctrine the right way. You know, the House of David brothers, HODC, right? That's one camp that I could say that, hey, I'm cool with. I pray for them brothers. Hey, man, I pray that they men in the Lord and that they make it, man, as long as they continue to teach the right doctrine, you know? But anyways, them brothers, they go back to One West. Like I said, in particular, those particular brothers, the HODC, Elder Barak, Elder Benjamin, Elder Ash, I came up on, when I first came in the truth, I was in their camp. They were known as the Brooklyn camp back in the days, which later became known as the Sons of Thunder camp, which you got these guys walking around talking about Sons of Thunder, dudes that wasn't even born, that wasn't even on the earth around that time. The little new young dudes, they took that name and picked it up and ran with it, Sons of Thunder. I don't know none of them guys. They're all young kids. Me and the Elder Big Gad that's in GMS, tall, Elder Gadite brother, Elder Big Gad, y'all know him. Me and him, if you want to be technical, me and him are two of the original, along with Elder Barak, Elder Benjamin, the Elder Ash, we're original members of the Sons of Thunder camp. But we was in the camp, when me and Elder Big Gad was in the camp, it wasn't even called Sons of Thunder yet. It was still Brooklyn camp, Brooklyn camp. We used to speak right on Fulton and Hoyt, on the corner of Fulton and Hoyt in Brooklyn, New York, downtown Brooklyn. Right there in front of Parade Shoes. And there was like a little record shop. There's a little record shop that used to be right there. Every Saturday, man, they used to play this one demonic gospel song. I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain. They would do it on purpose, too. They would play other shit, but they kept playing that demonic gospel song. Any of you brothers that's from the old One West or that old camp that might be watching this, y'all, I know y'all gonna laugh. If you was there, you would remember exactly what I'm talking about. I was there, man. This is back in 1990, 91, 92. Okay? I'm coming up on the rough side of the mountain. I think it was a Mahalia Jackson song, demonic ass gospel song. They'll play that shit all day long just to fuck with us. In Parade Shoes on Saturdays, downtown Fulton and Hoyt. The train station on Hoyt Street, the subway stayed right around the corner. We spoke in front of Parade Shoes in a little record store, and then right there you could see the train leading down Hoyt Street. Come on, man. Then across the other side of the street was Conway's. That was like a department store, you know? Come on, man. I was there, bro. All right? Can't tell me I wasn't there. I was there. That was 1990 when I first came in. I joined the camp in 1990, November of 1990, 91, 92, you know? All right? And then eventually, Yashawan, he was one of the top leaders of the camp, this guy named Yashawan. He kind of put me out the camp. Because at that time I was young. I was in the camp for almost 3 years at that point. But I was young. I started bullshitting a little bit. So Yashawan put me out the camp. He told me to report back to the school. And I reported back to the school. And then, but it was this is a whole nother long story. I went back to the school with me and this other brother named Ezekiel. And then we both was in the camp. He had got put out the camp too. And then we was just going to the school. And then we would go to the Sabbath service, and then, there were certain guys in that camp that we wasn't getting along with. So we both came to a decision. Well, look, brother, we ain't going back to the Brooklyn camp. We're going to join Tahar's camp. We're going to join the General Tahar's camp. And then I kind of was following him. Spirit used him to lead me to Apostle Tahar's camp. And Apostle Tahar let us join his, and that was the main camp of Israel, because that camp was the camp that all the top elders came to. And Apostle Tahar led us in the camp. But I see, looking back, the Spirit used him to link me up with Apostle Tahar. But it was also, this is a little history, man. Little history. Sometimes, man, we go into a little history of the past. This is One West days, man. Back up there in New York City. But anyways, a lot of them guys, speaking of the old One West, fell off. Certain brothers, like ourselves, like I said, the brothers from HODC, they from One West, they still around. And I must say, General Yohana and Nate, they still kind of around for whatever reason. The Lord got them doing what they doing, right? We all of us, look, General Yohana, Bishop Nathaniel, HODC, GMS, the heads of GMS, Apostle Tahar, Gabal, myself, we're all One Westers. We all come from the old One West system, okay? But we still around. The Spirit still got us around. Some for righteousness, some for wickedness. But here's a scripture. All them guys that fell off, and even the guys, even afterwards, you guys that came into the GMS and fell off, all you old One West guys that fell off, and I'll even say the other camp, the guys that joined IUIC or whatever, ISU, but they fell off from Israel and just totally went back out in the world, right? The Lord ain't dealing with you at all. Because we do believe, even guys that might have joined Sakari but fell off, because we believe in all those other camps, there are some men of the Lord in those camps that the Lord gonna salvage, man, right? Habakkuk. We're in the book of Habakkuk 2, and I'm going to start at 2. Okay? Habakkuk 2 and 2. Yeah, Habakkuk 2 and 2. And the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. That's right. The prophecies, the scrolls, the tables represent the scrolls. The ancient prophets, the Lord gave them the prophets, and the scribes wrote it down. The vision is the prophecy from the Lord. They saw visions. And the prophets spoke, and the prophets all had scribes, men that were with them, which they were prophets too, that wrote down what the prophet was saying out of his mouth from the vision that the Lord gave him, and make it plain upon tables. The Bible, that's the scriptures, this Bible. It was the words of the Lord were written down here, and it's plain black and white ink, so we could read it and have it for today. That he may run that's right, run. What are you doing? You running, you in a race, you running, you trying to win the race. So we're supposed to be running with this thing, man. Hey, we got it from our elders. Some of them passed away and went back to the spirit world, but we took it and ran with it. We running, we still teaching what King Mashah, High Priest Ariah, and Yaquab told us, okay? So he's supposed to be diligent. He's supposed to be running with this thing. I'm going to read on the 3rd verse. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. You see that? Tarry. So when the year 2000 came and the destruction, the judgment day didn't come, dudes faltered and left, right? Dudes fell off. But the scriptures, if they had read that scripture, which they did read, it will not tarry, right? So it seemed to tarry, but it's really not tarrying. It's coming right in the time that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai wanted to come, man. You see what I'm saying? So this thing is for real. It's not a game, but dudes fell off. That was a lack of faith. That's why, once again, what did Yahweh Shai say? In Matthew's, right? But he that endureth unto the end, the very same shall be saved. So a lot of guys fell off because it did really not tarrying, but it seemed to tarry. Year 2000 came, it didn't come, so a lot of niggas went back in the world and fell out the truth. So that's why we're saying for you, and that goes from the One West crew all the way up until over the years, even before GMS got started. We were still teaching on 34th. We had a few guys that came amongst us up in the Connecticut school that was there, and then they fell off and went back in the world. And then later on in the early 2000s, the GMS thing started up. We had all kind of guys that came into GMS in the beginning. A lot of them fell off, you see, went back in the world for whatever reason, right? See what I'm saying? So it seemed to tarry, but that's a lack of faith. But it will not tarry. It will surely come. And you see, that's why now a lot of guys that fell off and went back in the world, they kind of popping back up on the comment boards, or they popping up on the internet talking shit, because now they're getting nervous because they're seeing those prophecies happening. So now they kind of want to be relevant again. They want to, but you've been dormant for 5 years, man, since you left or whatever. See? You ain't been doing the work, but they're getting nervous now. But that's the way of a nigga, man. So if you sincere brothers, hold on, man. It's on. Look at the news every day. I told you, I be at my woman's house. The news come on every morning. We have the news playing, right? Them prophecies are happening, man. So certain niggas are getting nervous. But you know what? A lot of you guys, you already put the Lord to an open shame. The spirit ain't with you. But for you brothers that are still in this thing, you better pray to the Lord. Pray to the Lord, man. All right? To increase your faith. But with that, I'm going to wrap this up, man. And I say shalom to you brothers of the hopeful elect.